Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss the Eagles 24 to was it 24 to 19 victory against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Um, First, like a couple big shout outs. Um, Number one, Quinyon Mitchell. Zay Flowers only had 2 receptions, 5 yards. My man was put on house arrest, and Quinyon Mitchell was a freaking warden. Holy, oh my God, that guy was going absolutely nowhere. Somebody freaking check that dude's ankles because frick that ankle brace he must have been wearing was was put on him so tight. Oh my God. The only thing I want to know is if it was court appointed. Um, where Vic Fangio must have been the judge in this certain analogy, but yeah, Quinyon, another fantastic game. My man is the defensive rookie of the year, easy. And if he's not, then something is psychologically wrong with these voters because I don't know how you can watch number 27 in Midnight Green play and think anything other than defensive rookie of the year. Like that it's just not possible with what this young player is doing. I've never seen a corner do that. And like I mentioned, the last ones to probably do it for the Eagles were both in their second year when they did it in Lido and Sheldon. Like what the heck? Um yeah, man, this defense, 3 sacks. They they kept Lamar in known pass where Lamar, even though he's improved as a passer, his main strength as a player is being able to run with the football and create with his legs. So even though he's worked tirelessly to improve as a passer, um, that that is just not his forte. And the Eagles did a great job exposing that. Um, and that's a good team over there. You don't get to 8 wins in the NFL by accident. Um, yeah, I um, that's a quality win by the Eagles. This game was close all the way throughout. And what did I mention in the quick hits episode? My keys to the game were run defense and the kicking game. And the Ravens actually lost both of those areas. So it's no surprise that the Eagles won the game. And I know Justin Tucker is a great kicker. He's just having it's just one of those years where it's just not his season. And you know what? That's okay. The same thing is happening to Jake Elliott, even though he came through for us yesterday. Um, but yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it's just one of those seasons for Justin Tucker. Um, I believe any great player has had one of those seasons. Even Tom Brady, Adam Vinatieri, Michael Jordan. If you want to switch to basketball, um, I probably Bryce Harper for baseball, LeBron, Wayne Gretzky, well, actually, maybe not him, but everybody else that played hockey probably had a down year. Um, And let's be honest, Wayne Gretzky probably had a down year, but his down years are probably good years for were probably good years for the rest of the league. But anyway, yeah, uh, Justin Tucker's just having kind of a down year, and you know what? That's okay. Next year he'll bounce back. But again, back to the Eagles. They shut down Derrick Henry. He and they forced this Ravens offense to do something that they're not comfortable with, which is throwing the football. Even though, again, don't come after me, Ravens fans. I know he can do it. It's not his. It's not his best attribute as a player, um, being able to take the snap, drop back, and sling it. That's just not who Lamar Jackson is. What he is a tremendous athlete who can throw. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a slight kind of a way. I mean that he is a tremendous athlete who can also throw the football. Um, and I'm not trying to say he's like a running back or anything. He is a tremendous thrower of the football, but it's not what he is best at. And you guys know when I say he's a tremendous thrower of the football, but it's also not what he's best at, he must be so elite at running the football that is what makes me make that statement or say that phrase. Um yeah, this D line, 3 sacks, forced 3 fumbles. They were just all over the field. And at least 1 or 2 of those sacks were coverage sacks. So credit to the linebackers, credit to the secondary, for covering these guys super well downfield. Zach Bond, another great game. I believe, on one of the plays, he covered Mark Andrews um, really well down the field, and that's not an easy matchup for a linebacker. Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the NFL, so credit ZB for that one. Howie, you better sign this man now, because the longer you wait, the more his price is going to go up. The more his agent is probably so happy that his guy is still unsigned this late into the year. But this defense has been great. Vic Fangio is the Yoda of NFL defensive coordinators. He's the wisest one of us all, and he's showing you why. The Ravens have made mincemeat of the rest of the NFL when it comes to running the football. And Vic Fangio shut that running game down without even needing to run blitz or do anything special. He just said, my players will execute my scheme better than your players will execute your scheme, Todd Monken. And that was the case on Sunday. And I don't know how anybody could watch that game and at least say that the Eagles have the best team in the NFC. And if they don't, they're definitely number 2. But I watched that game on Sunday and I thought, oh my God, that is the best team in the NFC, if not football. And I know what Buffalo is doing right now is absolutely special, and you can never count out Kansas City, even though they're not having the prettiest of wins this year. Um, if there's anybody who knows about a team that's not having the prettiest of wins, it's us over here in Philadelphia or the Philadelphia area. But yeah, Kansas City's always up there. As long as old number 15 is taking the snaps back there, you can never count those guys out. Um, so what else? What else? What else? Nelson Aguilar did Nelson Aguilar things, ran a great route, but he could not come up with a big catch, and it ended up with the Eagles having the ball, and I believe they ended up punching it in on the ensuing drive. So yeah, credit to the defense and credit to Nelly for continuing to have Butterfingers. We appreciate it. We watched you for like I want to say what 4 years or 4 or 5 years in Philadelphia, and you only had one good year. Granted, the one good year was the year we made it to the Super Bowl, so thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, I know having a 9 year career in the National Football League is it's nothing to sneeze at. He's a good player, but he has not lived up to the billing of a first round pick, or well, the billing or the production. And like I know mental health issues probably have something to do with it, but at some point you need to get yourself help and then work yourself out of it. Like like what else do you want people to do? Do you want people to just baby you your entire life because you have anxiety and depression? Like I I have like quick story about me. I have anxiety, and it's not to the point where like I need medication for it, but it's like I don't think you can use that as an excuse for poor play. I'm not saying Nelson ever did that, but at some point it's gonna start to come off as an excuse. If you do not fix up here, it will affect here, and it will start to affect your day-to-day life. And unfortunately, Nelson hasn't been able to cure his case of the dropsies, and it just sucks. Like he's had a 9 year career with a major case of the drops, and um I give him all the credit in the world to convince, I want to say, at least 3 teams to give you money to not even catch the football effectively, to catch the football maybe 50% of your targets is class A robbery, and credit to him for real. That is a skill, that is an art. He has a great agent. Whatever. Man, that USC education must have served him really well. What did he major in? Um, like bribery or something? I don't know. Obviously not, but I'm just saying. Nelson Aguilar, his billing as a former first round pick has his play has not warranted that tag, or the prestige of that tag, I should say. So credit Chip Kelly on that one. Good job, Chip, you freaking idiot. But no, Nelson's a great player. He's just really struggled for a long time with something that you would think would seem so simple, but I guess it's not. And I really don't know what the fix is. Um, speaking of a guy that I don't really know what the fix is. I know we talked about him before, but Justin Tucker, woof, that dude is he's struggling mightily, isn't he? Um, yeah, he missed 2 field goals and an extra point. Jake Elliott, the Eagles kicker, made all of his kicks, and that was a huge key in the game. And the Eagles' run defense, they were absolutely awesome. Um, AJ, great job AJ Brown, great job getting separation on the touchdown that Hurts threw you. It's absolutely ridiculous watching Arthur Juan Brown play football. I still cannot believe that that John Robinson was dumb enough to trade AJ Brown for, I believe, Traylon Burks. Yeah, I believe that's who the Titans ended up drafting with the Eagles' first round pick. But it's fair to say at this point, the Eagles won that trade by a landslide. And someone kind of underrated that I want to shout out, Cam Jurgens. Um, Cam, you've been asked to replace one of the greatest players in franchise history. You've done a tremendous job. I'm so proud of how you've played, and you're making the fan base, your coaches, your teammates, and the organization um, so proud and feeling like they made the right decision by drafting you, and not only that, believing in you as the replacement for one of the greatest players to ever don the midnight green. So Cam Jurgens, great job. Mekhi Becton, you've been absolutely tremendous so far this year. Um, Jeff Stoutland, offensive line coach, run game coordinator, has got these boys playing and like blo- blocking with some angry intent. That's for sure. And the running backs are running with angry intent. They're running to chop up every blade of grass in their cleats, and it shows on in the results on the field. They've been absolutely um, they've been absolutely terrific. Who was I talking about? I don't know. Um, but anyway, oh, probably the linebackers. Anybody that can shut down Mark Andrews consistently, you deserve a huge tip of the cap. And whoever's idea it was to have Bon or Dean cover Fangio was an absolute masterstroke of genius. Credit to Vic Fangio on that one. He was right again. And then um, the the Eagles um, just continued to feast on that good offensive line that was made to look porous. And those guys in that locker room, they know the Ravens identity, Ravens football. Quote the Raven by our Alec um Alec Edgar Allan Poe. There it is. Like this defense has just been an absolute godsend, and Vic Fangio coming in here and bringing all of his stuff, which we saw for the past 2 years, and a lot of the fan base was convinced that this would not work, and there were some of us that said, "Oh, if this defense is going to work, why not bring in the inventor of it?" And that's exactly what the Eagles did, and credit to them for it. Um, Obviously, still a long season to go, week to week league, and um, so does this offense. Like I know Saquon Barkley is rushing for 100 yards damn near every week, but we just need to continue to have that same balance, have that production, and have people really say across the NFL, are the Eagles for real? And I want that answer so badly to be a resounding yes, we are. And with that being said, go Eagles.